Alright, it's time for your weekly US market recap covering August 4th through August 8th, 2025. Let's break down what moved the markets, what's behind the headlines, and what I'm watching next week, so stick around. First up, the major ETFs. SPY, which tracks the S&P 500, closed at $637.18, barely budging but still inching higher. QQQ, following the Nasdaq, finished at $574.55, also up just a hair. And the Dow ETF, DIA, landed at $441.92. Not massive moves on the day, but the week was a different story. Let's talk weekly performance. The S&P 500 surged 2.4%. That's its best week since June. The Nasdaq smashed new records, jumping 3.9% and closing at all-time highs. Dow Jones rose 1.3% and the Russell 2000 gained 2.4%. If you've got a diversified portfolio, you probably felt that lift. So, what's driving all this action? First, tariffs and trade. Big news. Trump rolled out 100% tariffs on semiconductors, but companies manufacturing in the US got a pass. That was rocket fuel for tech giants like Apple and Tesla. Apple soared somewhere between 5 and 13% this week, riding that tariff optimism and their domestic investment plans. Palantir, up huge, nearly 8 to 21% after delivering its first $1 billion revenue quarter, all thanks to AI demand. Tesla popped about 2% after shareholders approved a massive CEO stock award, but not everyone was celebrating. Trade Desk tanked as much as 39% after some weak guidance. Under Armour and Pinterest both slid too, on disappointing numbers. On the policy front, the Fed's in focus. The nomination of Stephen Moran signaled a more dovish approach, meaning rate cuts could be coming sooner than expected. That's music to Wall Street's ears. Meanwhile, economic worries like stagflation and inflation pressures are still lurking. All eyes are now on next week's CPI report. Volatility was up. The VIX spiked as much as 37% on jobs data and Fed headlines. One more thing. Oil surged. Brent crude jumped 3.5%, WTI over 4% as energy traders reacted to US weakness and Middle East tensions. Here's the big recap. S&P 500 up 2.4%, Nasdaq up 3.9%. Record highs. Dow up 1.3% and Russell 2000 up 2.4%. Top movers were Apple, Palantir, Tesla, Expedia, Gilead and Monster Beverage. Losers, Trade Desk, Under Armour and Pinterest. Key themes to watch: tariffs, Fed policy, earnings surprises, inflation and ongoing volatility. That's your week in the markets. If you want concise recaps every week, hit that follow and let me know which stock you're watching next.